Hello, dear students. In this video, we'll be seeing about androgens, male sex hormones. Two drugs are mentioned in your syllabus. One is testosterone, the natural androgen, and the second one is a synthetic anabolic steroid, nandrolone. So first, we'll see what are androgens. So androgens are male sex hormones. The most important androgen is testosterone. Androgens refers to synthetic or natural steroid hormones that can stimulate or control the development and maintenance of masculine characteristics in vertebrates. They are secreted by testes and also by adrenal cortex. Coming to the chemistry of testosterones. All natural androgens are androstenedione derivatives. That is, they contain 19 carbon steroidal nucleus. The other structural features of testosterone are it contains a 17 beta hydroxyl group, a 3 keto group, and an unsaturation at 4 and 5 position. The 17 beta hydroxyl group and 3 keto group are essential for their androgenic activity. Then their chemical name is 17 beta hydroxy androst 4-ene-3-on. This testosterone is the principal circulating androgen, whereas 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone, a more potent derivative of testosterone, is formed at the target organ by the action of enzyme 5-alpha reductase. The double bond at the 4th and 5th position is reduced by the addition of hydrogen atom to form 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone, which is more potent than testosterone. 5-alpha because the hydrogen atom is below the plane of the nucleus. Testosterone cannot be given orally. It is rapidly absorbed from the small intestine, but it undergoes extensive first pass metabolism and therefore their bioavailability is very less. So in order to make it orally active or a semi-synthetic derivative, methyl testosterone is used. This methyl testosterone contains an extra alpha methyl group at C17 position, and therefore it can be given orally. Next one is the esters of testosterone. Testosterone esters are prepared by esterifying the 17 beta hydroxyl group with a long chain fatty acids. Example is using heptanoic acid. You get a derivative of enanthate. Then cypionate is used, or propionate, testosterone propionate can be used. So this esterification of the 17 beta hydroxyl group with carboxylic acids decreases the polarity of the molecule, thereby making it more soluble in the lipid vehicles. These testosterone esters can be used for intramuscular injections and they can be used as depot preparation, where they are slowly released. The testosterone is slowly released by the action of esterases enzyme. Longer the carbon chain in the ester, more lipid soluble and therefore more longer acting. Coming to the mechanism of action of testosterone, they are believed to act by at least 3 mechanisms. First one is a direct mechanism whereby the testosterone directly gets attached to the androgenic receptors. And second one is the indirect mechanism whereby the testosterone is reduced to 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone, which is more potent and has the intrinsic ability to bind with the androgenic receptors. And the third one is the conversion of testosterone to estradiol by the action of aromatase enzyme. Then that can bind with the estrogenic receptors. Coming to the physiological functions of testosterone. Testosterone is a principal circulating androgen in men, and it has 2 main effects. One is the androgenic activity and second one is the anabolic activity. Androgenic activity is the development and maintenance of primary and secondary sexual characteristics in male. It is essential for male sexual differentiation in utero as well as for male pubertal changes. And the action of testosterone at puberty involves the development of secondary sexual characters. That is, secretion of testosterone by the testes increases greatly at the time of puberty, leading to an increase in facial and body hair, deepening of voice, increased protein anabolic activity and muscle mass, rapid growth of long bones, initiation and regulation of spermatogenesis, control of male sexual behavior, size of the sexual organ increases in size, skin becomes thicker, sebaceous glands increases in number. So these are the changes that takes place at the time of puberty, and testosterone is very essential for all these changes to take place. Coming to the anabolic activity of testosterone, testosterone causes nitrogen retention by increasing the rate of protein synthesis and muscle mass. That is the anabolic action, and at the same time decreases the rate of protein catabolism. This positive nitrogen balance is referred to as anabolic effect of androgens. Or anabolic effect of testosterone refers to increased skeletal muscle mass and strength, erythropoiesis, and increase in bone density. Coming to the uses of testosterone, they are used in testosterone replacement therapy. That is, whenever there is androgen deficiency, as in the case of male hypogonadism or hypopituitarism. And since it stimulates erythropoiesis, it is used in the treatment of aplastic anemia or hemolytic anemia. But nowadays it is not used because a better drug, erythropoietin, is available. So this testosterone therapy is not used for the treatment of anemia. Then second one, in osteoporosis, for the treatment for osteoporosis and postmenopausal women. And then they are used for their anabolic effect, especially for the treatment in muscle wasting state, for the treatment of terminally ill cancer patients and HIV patients. So that's all about testosterone. Coming to the next class of drug, that is nandrolone. Nandrolone is an anabolic steroid. As we have seen that testosterone is having both androgenic activity and the anabolic activity. And the anabolic activity refers to the increased nitrogen retention as a result of increased rate of protein synthesis and muscle mass and decreased rate of protein catabolism. And this increased rate in muscle mass and bone results in increase in weight. At the same time, they also cause erythropoiesis, that is increased concentration of hemoglobin in men. And also it causes muscle strength increase and subcutaneous fat decrease. Okay, so this anabolic activity alone can be made useful for the treatment in terminally ill cancer patients, HIV patients, etc., where there is excessive muscle wasting. But at the same time, because of the anabolic activity of testosterone and its derivatives, there is a possibility that the athletes, bodybuilders can misuse these agents to enhance their performance. So, testosterone cannot be used for their anabolic activity alone because it is having both the anabolic activity as well as the androgenic activity. So, when you are using that for the anabolic activity, the androgenic activity becomes a side effect. So there are certain structural modifications that can eliminate the androgenic activity of testosterone derivatives and can retain only the anabolic activity. Some of the structural modifications are structural modifications of ring A and B of testosterone increases the anabolic activity. That is removal of the C19 methyl group, 19 nortestosterone derivative. Example is nandrolone. They have higher anabolic activity with few limited androgenic activity. Then second structural modification is 5-alpha reduction. Then Replacement of C2 carbon with oxygen increases the anabolic activity. Next is the 17 alpha alkylation offers two advantages. One is that it increases the oral bioavailability so that it can be given orally, and at the same time it can greatly diminish the androgenic activity and increase the anabolic activity. Some of the examples of anabolic steroids are methyl testosterone, oxandrolone, stanozolol, nandrolone, etc. Then coming to the nandrolone, nandrolone is a 19-nor steroid. That is, the methyl group at the 10th position, that is 19th methyl group is absent in nandrolone. So it is known as 19-nor steroid, or you can say that it is 19-nor testosterone. The remaining all are the same as that of testosterone. It is mainly having anabolic activity and decreased androgenic activity. Okay, nandrolone is not orally active, but it can be made orally active by making it in the methyl, by introducing a methyl group at the C17th position. They are mainly used as esters for their intramuscular injections. So nandrolone decanoate or nandrolone fenpropionate and nandrolone enanthate are available, which are used for the anabolic activity.